checkerboard is about to go up then. And it does so. Nick Lapucci looking for the kind of start that he had in the first race. But look at the guys alongside him. You've got Lapucci, Hordmo, Håkan Fredriksson. Three of the guys that featured in the top 4 positions in race 1. We're about to go racing here. 25 minutes plus 2. EMX250 race 2. And we are down the start straight into that first turn. And Lapucci holds a nice tight line. But he gets mugged on the exit there. Somebody falls just towards the back, but it's the 56 who finds his way in there, and that's Lorenzo Corti, the S11 Motorsport Diana Husqvarna rider. Not long, though, before we see a challenge for the lead, and Lapucci, as quick as he was in race 1, already up leading in race 2. 32 right at the back, I think that was Marcel Konin. So Konin maybe the rider that fell going into turn 1. Ooh, cheeky little line there from the rider in 4th. Not Max Spies, but was it? Well, we'll soon find out. Let's have a look. Number on the back. Oh, it was Maximilian Spies. So, yeah, Spies, the teammate then on the Fantic. Just obviously got, but in his defence, to be fair, he jumped offline when he landed. You can't just then rejoin on the face of the jump. So, didn't gain a position, I don't think. We'll have a look at that, but just in the background there in 5th place, looks like we've got the 125 of Emil Weckman as Lorenzo Corti under pressure from Håkan Fredriksson here in that battle for 2nd place. And Fredriksson alongside Corti and does take over that place. Max Spies just there, number 7 in the red. And then we've got a whole bunch of riders in there. 35 of Andrea Bonacorsi, last year's champion on the Matterley Yamaha. But I tell you what, Lorenzo Corti still rolling up his sleeves and digging in deep there. But Fredriksson does find a way through. Max Spies, number 7, got to be careful there. Looks like he's going to try to cut to the inside bottom corner of your screen as they hit the tabletop jump side by side, pretty much. Again, tries to cut to the inside, but just having a stab down in there in that bottom left-hander, maybe the circuit. But look how flowing and natural this racetrack is here at Matterley Basin. Johnny Douglas Hamilton, the builder, the creator, and his team of Alfie Smith and Justin Barkley, creating magic once again here at the Basin. But it's Lapucci who leads, Fredriksson 2nd, Corti is in 3rd place, Hordmo in 4th, 5th is Spies. Then Weckman lighting up the back end, loses positions, does he? He was in 6th place. Manages to just lose 1 and looking to try and bounce back immediately. Cornelius Tondel, 2nd in race 1, is 7th as Hordmo looks to go around the outside of Lorenzo Corti. Corti going to make it difficult for him, but loses out on the ascent. So Hordmo then up into 3rd. Spies 4th. Tondel is in there, so too Weckman. I think that was those two that were side by side. Well, Weckman going around the outside, it was Iago Martinez actually 67. So another good solid start for the 67 of Iago Martinez. Bottom of the hill, just behind the rider in red. Oh, 3 abreast pretty much as they work their way uphill. Emil Weckman on the Honda Asamoah racing machine, leading the charge downhill here. The rider number 125. So Lapucci leads, Fredriksson 2nd. Corti is in 3rd. 4th is, Hordmo is 3rd. Corti is 4th. 5th is this battle here, Spies. And then coming into play. Well, a couple of riders coming into play there. 302 in the yellow helmet coming towards us, Cornelius Tondel, plus the man in yellow, Andrea Bonacorsi, the big, tall Italian. Wow, close the front door, why don't you? These two, once again, the 2 Norwegians. Nice move that from Weckman around the outside as Corti just bobbled in the turn, didn't get on the gas urgently enough. So the 125 of Emil Weckman then, bursting up a position. But these two, picking up from where they left off in race 1, Håkan Fredriksson and Kevin Hågmo. The 9mm Bud Racing Kawasaki rider leading the number 24 SM Action Racing Team USA Gas of Kevin Hågmo. Hågmo gained the advantage in race 1. And he is the fastest man on track at the moment, the 2:28.0, so only a tenth of a second quicker than the race leader, Nick Lapucci. Hard charging down the hill, Liam Everts in 16th place. I mentioned that because he fell at the top of that hill in race 1. But these two fighting over second, just as they fought over third in race 1. Hågmo, Weckman up into 4th place with that move on Lorenzo Corti a short while ago. Cornelius Tondel expecting him to move up inside the top 5 imminently. Might see that now. There's Weckman and Tondel trying to go around the outside as Hågmo cuts to the inside. Well, that part of the racetrack there, Johnny Douglas Hamilton, the track creator, I spoke to him yesterday at length, and he said we've straightened up some of the corners, so rather than have them nice and curved, gives you the chance to go, turn, go straight, and go again. That's exactly what Kevin Hågmo did there. So watch this here. Look how the track markers just go straight as you come out of this turn. Just allows him to get in, point and squirt, 90 degrees, and 90 degrees takes the run away from Håkan Fredriksson. And Hågmo up into second. And another fastest lap of the race again. Right. Hågmo then trying to check out. Fredriksson trying to hang on to his coattails. These two now second and third, roles reversed. Just behind them, you see there on screen, the rider in yellow out of shot. That was Andrea Bonacorsi. He's found his way past Lorenzo Corti. And Max Speed's about to do the same as well. Down the hill, you need to hold a nice straight line as you drop downhill, especially when you're in close pursuit like Max Speed was. Speed's on the Fantic in red. Then just behind him, you've got the 67 of Iago Martinez and the 94 of David Braceras. So Braceras, second in the 125 European Championship last year, riding for the VRT Nord Pesca Holland squad. His teammate Iago Martinez just ahead of him. But Martinez running straight on there as he tried to turn right, hit a braking bump. There's our first sighting, the number 35 coming towards us now, the Hutton Mattal Yamaha rider just ahead of the 56 here of Corti. So the lead rider in shot, that's last year's 125 European champion, number 35. Stepping up, and he's a big lad, and you'd expect him just to be a little bit further up, so not as easy as everybody thinks to go from 125 to 250. Max Speed's there in 8th place at the moment. Then Martinez, and then Braceras in 10th place. Mike Guerra is in 11th position, actually. The 696, riding for WZ Racing KTM. But our leaders have disappeared once again. 4 seconds Nick Lapucci has over Kevin Hågmo, but Kevin Hågmo, as we look at Andrea Bonacorsi, 2:27.5 for that rider there, number 24, Kevin Hågmo. The gap 4.2 seconds. Nick Lapucci, 2:28.1 for the race leader. So about 6/10, half a second, 6/10. So Hågmo staking his claim. He's got clear track ahead of him. And when you're a clear track like that, you're not fighting with another rider on track like he spent so much time in race 1 doing with Håkan Fredriksson. Makes life so much easier that you just get down, focus on your race, choose the lines that you want, carry that momentum like he's doing there without being taking the risk of being taken wide on the exit and that kind of thing. So 2 fastest first and second sectors of the race for Hågmo. 40.1 compared to a 40.2. 33.6 compared to a 34.3. He's chipping away at the lead. Loses a tenth in the last sector. but 4.2 seconds. 3 point something as they hit over the line now. 2.4, 2:25.7. Another massive fastest lap for Kevin Horgmo. 2:25.7, 2:27.4 for Nick Lapucci. Lapucci knows even if he finishes second to Kevin Horgmo in this one, because Horgmo was third in race one. That is a nice line, isn't it? Around pit lane, up on the bank. He knows that he will still take the overall, Lapucci. First and a second beats a first and a third, potentially, if that's what's going to happen here. Håkan Fredriksson coming under attack from Finland's Emil Weckman. So Weckman now up into fourth. Nice blue skies over there on the horizon still. We've been blessed with fantastic weather. Got lucky today. Have no sign of any precipitation at all. It's Cornelius Tondale being left behind in the background there as he struggles to hang on to these guys in fifth place. Bonacorsi about 4 seconds further back in sixth place. But Fredriksson, the big Norwegian, and Emil Weckman, he's also sprung up in size since his CRF 150 days. Looked like he was going to be a little pocket rocket as well, but all of a sudden fell asleep in the greenhouse over the winter, and then next minute, 7'7", built like the proverbial brick house, if you know what I mean. There's Tondale. He's had a good round. He's on course for third overall, Cornelius Tondale. Weckman looking to go around the outside of Fredriksson. Might make it work as well. He's done it earlier on in the race and he's successful again this time around. Still got some work to do on the exit though, but a bobble for Fredriksson meant that Weckman just had that impetus coming out of that turn. So Fredriksson now down in fourth. Weckman up into third. Weckman looking good here. Over the line then, Emil Weckman and Håkan Fredriksson. But ahead of them, Nick Lapucci, 2.6 seconds now the gap. Slightly quicker than Kevin Horgmo that time around. 1 or 2 tenths, barely nothing. And obviously puts his fastest lap of the race in that time around, Nick Lapucci at 2:26.9. But it was that 2:25.7 from a lap or so ago Kevin Horgmo put in to close down to within 2.5 seconds of Nick Lapucci. That has obviously urged a response from the Italian on the Fantic machine. A little bit off track there for Håkan Fredriksson. Grabbed too much throttle. Back end kind of came around on him. So dropping back downhill, Cornelius Tondale is definitely closing in on Håkan Fredriksson here. Wonder how much the first race took out of him. Tondale was pretty much on his own in second for much of the race. Probably as early as lap 4 actually, when he found his way past the number 20 of Maxim Gros. Gros in 32nd place, so not sure what happened to the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna rider, who was 5th in race 1. And struggling down there in 32nd. He is out on track, he's on the lap, but obviously had a problem somewhere. Ike Carter is in 16th place. The wild card this weekend. So the 117 on his KTM. Looking to improve on that. He's just ahead of Jorgen Matthias Talviku, and then he's got Quentin Prunier next to him in 18th. Oriol Oliver 19, and Tom Grimshaw. They are rounding out the top 20. But this is going to just start to juice up a little bit between Håkan Fredriksson and Cornelius Tondale. Tondale, the second rider in shot. 3:02 on the Riley Racing Yamaha. So, Cornelius Tondel, another Norwegian. 3 riders. So we've got Lapucci on the podium as 2 race wins. Horgmo from Norway second, Tondel third. And then you got Håkon Fredriksson 5th overall. 3 Norwegians inside the top 5. When was the last time that never happened? 2.2 now the gap over the line between Lapucci and Horgmo. 2:25.8 compared to a 26.2 for Horgmo and Lapucci respectively. Just see him there as he looks across from the jump here. He knows exactly where Lapucci is, does Kevin Horgmo. Charging downhill, it's not making it easy for him, is it? And if you didn't see the first race, actually, Nick Lapucci is riding a 2-stroke Fantic, as opposed to the 4-stroke gas here of Kevin Horgmo. A couple of stabs at that corner. Little things like that where he can maybe gain in some sort of efficiency, a little bit smoother. That's what he needs. 10ths here, 10ths there, 10 corners on the track. All of a sudden, you know, it's a full second. So after 5 laps, Max Spies and Iago Martinez right there, and the guy behind him in yellow, Lorenzo Corti. So Martinez has advanced a position into 8th. And Max Spies right there in 7th place. Also on a Fantic. Teammate to our race leader, Nick Lapucci. The big German. Has he got his hands full here of Iago Martinez, who just messes up that berm. Oh, and the back end came around there on Lorenzo Corti as well. Sat down as he hit that dip, the back end just sort of broke traction, and then as he G'd out, the thing came around on him, but very lucky not to get booted out the side door. Sun coming out once again here at the Basin. As long as the rain stays away, we're happy. And the MX2 and MXGP riders will be happy as well tomorrow. But as long as you're enjoying the action on MXGP TV, that's the main thing if you can't make it here in person. But how well prepped is this track here at Matterley? Year on year we say it, but great track prep. Just looking at the lap times there, Lapucci 2:25.9, 2:27.5, so all of a sudden gains a bit of time over Horgmo. Does Lapucci, that gap now 3.7 seconds. It was 2.2, and it looked like Horgmo was just gaining ground, gaining impetus. Looks like Håkon Fredriksson has steadied his ship as well, because Tondel not really closing in on him in that 5th place. See how hard that rut is. The ground at the bottom of those rocks and ruts just so baked, chalk. But Lapucci leads, Horgmo second. Wetkerman is in 3rd, not gaining on Horgmo. 4th, Fredriksson. That's him, lead rider in shot, the Kawasaki, just coming up towards us now. Then the Yamaha of Tondel. Monacourse is next on the Yamaha. Then Spies on the Fantic. Martinez on the KTM. Lorenzo Corti is next. And the Husqvarna rider there in 9th place. Mike Werder 10th. Rotheras is 11th. Liam Evans 12th. Florian Mio in 13th place. Not mentioned him in this race on the PAR Homes RFX Husqvarna, powered by Stebbings. So Mio in 13th, Talviku 14th, Prunier, Grimshaw, Oliver, Oriol Oliver, James Carpenter, Camden McClellan, and Ike Carter now in 20th place. Not quite as action-packed as we saw in race 1, where 2 of the 3 Norwegians in this race were providing the fireworks. Horgmo and Fredriksson in what was a 2-3-4 finish for Norway. But there's top of your screen there, just as these guys went through that turn, entering the final corner, Nick Lapucci, so he's getting ready to cross the line any moment now. Over the line he goes now, 2:26.7. And Kevin Horgmo, 2:27.9. So has the charge faltered? Has the charge ended for Kevin Horgmo to make a run at a race win, take the thunder away from Nick Lapucci? On that basis, that gap getting quicker, or the gap getting bigger and bigger, and Lapucci just turning the screw just a little bit. Lapucci would take the overall win. Horgmo, Tondel would be second and third. The two Norwegians were standing side by side. Split, of course, by Lapucci, but good solid start to the EMX250 campaign for Kevin Horgmo. The last time Nick Lapucci was victorious in an EMX250 round was back in 2018, round 3, when we were in Orléans. He took the overall that day, didn't do it with a race win, but he did stand on the top step of the podium for his first and only EMX250 round win. He's looking to make it 2 round wins and the first since that round in Russia in this class. And similar for Kevin Horgmo, actually. Second overall, the final round in Valkenswaard 2018. Kevin Horgmo. Got a second overall in 2019 as well in Belgium. Obviously, he was in MX2 last year, so 2019, last podium in this class for Kevin Horgmo. 2018, the last time Lapucci was victorious in this class, Orléans. The third and a second that day, for those who are interested, Nick Lapucci to take the overall win. Anyway, 3.5 minutes to go, plus 2 laps. Nicholas Lapucci just looking very silky smooth and stylish on that Fantic. 252 stroke. And 4.9 seconds a gap between him and Horgmo at the end of lap 7. They're working their way towards the end of lap 8 now. That's how it would stand overall, podium-wise. Lapucci on 52 wins out of 2. Horgmo 42, Tondel 38. And then Weckman would be 4th overall ahead of Håkan Fredriksson, who would be 5th. Right, let's have a look then. Lapucci and Horgmo, yeah, nothing much in it at 10, so 4.8 now. So can he just dig deep here, or is he happy to settle for that second in the race, second overall in the round? Interesting fact, Kevin Horgmo kind of did a bit of a video blog last year, or sort of, it was last year, because he didn't really like speaking English and wasn't confident with his English speaking, the Norwegian, decided to set it up just to speak in English to advance his English speaking skills, and now pretty fluent is the number 24, so won't be phased when Jody Hunt goes down and sticks a microphone under his helmet after the race. Or certainly after the podium anyway, when he will be helmetless. Lapucci looking good on the Fantic though, isn't he? Got a couple of wins as a wild card in the 2-stroke European Championship last year. And he's going to pick up here where he left off last year, but doing it in the EMX 250 category. Now, I don't think we've seen a 252 stroke win an overall round, have we, in this EMX 250 category? Might, in fact, James Dunn on a 252 stroke, France, 2017. At Villars-Suzancourt, I believe. Very, very muddy. First overall that day, so it has been done before. Just as I said it, I was thinking, I'm sure James Dunn did something similar. So Lapucci up on the pegs. It's going to be 3 laps to go, because it's not going to take him 1 minute and 8 to get from here to the finish line this time around. But he's made a very good job of the circuit here in terms of he's dealt with everything. He's got 2 fantastic starts as well, and anyone will tell you that starts are important. They are the most important part of the race. He's nailed them, pretty much come out of the first turn, first or second, both times. And within a couple of corners, handful of corners, he's been leading the way. And the number 21, Nick Lapucci, now looks on course. 3 laps to go to pick up a double race win and take the overall round win here at Matterley Basin. Kevin Horgmo looking like he's content with second place, 6.5 seconds adrift now. Team have probably put on the board that you are second overall. So the SM Action Racing Team, Yuasa Battery rider. In cruise mode now. He knows he's got about 15 seconds over Emil Weckman of Finland, the Honda Racing Asamoah rider, in third place. Good to see him up in the sharp end as well, Emil Weckman. Ever since he moved up to 125 and then into 250, just a catalogue of niggles and injuries and things that have stopped him competing for championships and being up at the sharp end. But he'll be pleased with the 4th overall here today, and it gives him a good base in which to build. It's amazing what a result like that, just 2 solid rides, 4th overall. And also, even for Kevin Horgmo, just been a while since he's been on the podium, as you said, Belgium to 2019. Just to be there, just to soak it up and take advantage of that. Great mindset for the next round. Lapucci, though, clean and tidy, looking very, very good and looking like a serious contender for this championship this year. Kevin Horgmo, nice start to his campaign, as we said, on the gas. Watch this here. Oh, this is Weckman just catching a braking bump at the bottom of the hill, and then does he grab a handful? Ah, whiskey a go-go, if you don't mind. Next round for these guys will be Os in the Netherlands on the 18th of July. So everybody looking forward to going there. Anyway, 2 laps to go. Kevin Horgmo, yeah, 7.2 seconds adrift. Everybody now pretty much spread out. Still waiting for Weckman to get over the line. He's got 4 seconds over Fredriksson, who has about 4 seconds over Cornelius Tondel. He has about 10 seconds over Bonacorsi in 6th place. So you get the picture. Lapucci just stretching this one right out. He realized there was a threat from behind with Kevin Horgmo. He responded to that. Horgmo couldn't. And as a result, you've seen Lapucci just stretch out his lead. And Horgmo has had to be content with that 2nd place. It's going to get him on the podium, though. Crucially, that's the important thing. Was he even sure that he was going to be this comfortable a winner? Nick Lapucci definitely had it under control right from the very first lap, right from time training even, where he set the fastest lap. So it's a perfect weekend here for him. Here we go, time practice, 2 race wins, top step of the podium, championship lead. Doesn't get any better than that. Anyway, a little bit further down, Max Spies and Iago Martinez, the 67. These two inseparable at the moment. Spies, number 7 on the Fantic Factory Team Maddie machine. 67 of Iago Martinez for Team VRT Nordpeska Holland. Good outing, first outing for his new team. And it's going to be good enough for Iago Martinez, 6th overall. Great to hear a little bit of atmosphere around this racetrack with the fans, of course, with the air horns. But it'll be rowdy tomorrow. It'll be noisy tomorrow, come rain or shine. But coming out of the final turn to take the 1 lap board, Nick Lapucci. Just 2.5 minutes between him and the checkered flag and the top step of the podium as the overall round winner here. The Italian has been simply sensational. Just looks across to see where Hogmo is. He knows what a 7-second gap looks like. He knows what he's got to play with in his back pocket. Any kind of celebration as he goes past the team? No, business, all business for Lapucci. Here's Cornelius Tondel, 3:02. He's about to hit the line now in 5th place. Good outing for him. He's going to be on the podium, 3rd overall. A 2nd and a 5th. Be good enough. There's the classification as it stands right now. A virtual podium until we have the checkered flag, of course. Kevin Hogmo going to be 2nd overall. 3rd and a 2nd, as you can see, 20 points and 22 points. We give him 42, 2nd overall. Another rider, new team this year. And dropping from MX2 to EMX250 just to get his career back on track. He wants to be back in MX2 next year. Whether that happens or not, we'll have to wait and see. Depends on his results, I guess. Half a lap to go. Still triple, single in through the wave section for the 21 of Nicolas Lapucci. Still no showboating for the Italian, but I bet there'll be a massive whip as he comes over the finish line in about 30 seconds time, probably. But he's been on another level today, head and shoulders above everybody. And he has made it look very, very easy in a field that is pretty stacked, actually, in this EMX250 category. One last look over his shoulder. One little fist pump there, possibly to the team as he crested the hill, because he would have seen that in the corner. But final turn, getting ready to lay it down. Nick Lapucci will win race 2. He takes the overall win and, well, keeps it very, very orderly. But he takes the overall win. And Hogmo across the line 2nd. Great start for him. And Emil Weckman will cross the line in 3rd.
So, safely over the line for Hogmo. He's going to get 2nd in the race. Weckman gets 3rd.
Håkan Fredriksson crossed the line in 4th place. We wait for Cornelius Tondel. Here he is. He's going to be 3rd overall on the Riley Racing Yamaha. Not even sure he knows it yet, but not used to seeing Cornelius Tondel on the podium. So 1st for him, 1st for Lapucci, as in 1st win of the season. It's his 2nd 250 win, of course, the last one back in 2018. And Hogmo on the podium, 2nd overall. Anyway, let's go down to our overall winner, Nicolas Lapucci. He should be getting ready to speak to Jody Hutton. And Nick Lapucci, it's been a long time since his last EMX250 win. How does this one compare?
Nick Lapucci, congratulations. The overall win for today. You had the focus. How did it feel for you?
Yeah, it's awesome to win both models. This time I started a little bit better, then I took immediately the lead and just ride like I know. I pushed, but I didn't take any risk, so I just want to say thank you to all the team at the Fantic, my family, all the sponsors, and the people that support me. It's unbelievable to be red plate now at the first race of European Championship. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nicolas Lapucci then, 2 wins out of 2. Absolutely sensational, immaculate, majestic around this Matterley Basin circuit. 2 good starts, 2 fantastic wins, and an overall win. The first in this EMX250 category for him since 2018, when he was victorious at All In Up. But this one, he does it with 2 race wins for Fantic. What a day they've had as well, by the way. And the overall for Nick Lapucci, 2 wins out of 2. He will stand on the top step of the podium with 50 points. Kevin Horgmo, a 3rd and a 2nd. Cornelius Tondell, a 2nd and a 5th. 3rd overall for him. 2 Norwegians on the podium. Weckman 4th, and Fredriksson will round out the top 5. Did I just say 3 Norwegians inside the top 5? Wow. What a day for you guys up there, the top of the world. Nick Lapucci then, championship classification, same as it was for the overall, as it's the first round, of course. Lapucci, Horgmo, Tondell, Weckman, and Fredriksson. And the rest of the guys, of course. Fantic lead the way in the Manufacturers' Championship. 50 points, they won both races, that's how it works. The first bike from each manufacturer in the race scores the points for the manufacturer. So if you finish 2nd and you're on a Yamaha, for instance, then they're the first points for a Yamaha. That's how they get scored in the manufacturer's chase. Anyway, as you can see, the podium is ready for us for this EMX250 round, the opening round of the championship here at Matterley Basin. But 3rd overall, and it's been a fantastic round for him. 3rd overall, first visit to podium in EMX competition. Cornelius Tondell on the Riley Racing Yamaha. And what a day he's had. A 2nd and a 5th. Kevin Horgmo back on a podium for SM Action Racing Team, USA Battery, Gas. With a 3rd and a 2nd, but it is going to be Nicholas Lapucci, the overall round winner. Fantic Factory Team, Maddie, 2 wins out of 2. What a day, what a weekend for that team. Marco Maddi on a podium, and top step of the podium for Fantic. Marco Maddi, of course, will be taking the Fantic, the trophy for Team Fantic, winning team. 3rd overall, Cornelius Tondell. Good ride for the Riley Racing Yamaha rider. Great to see Kevin Horgmo back on a podium, of course. 2nd overall for the Gas rider. Nicholas Lapucci, though, another trophy. And yeah, Jason Barrow, there you go, SWP, concrete. That's the tunnel jump as well, just after the finish line, by the way. And Marco Maddi takes the winning team trophy on behalf of Fantic Maddi, Factory Fantic. Eddie Hurd, the Europe Motocross Commission President, on hand to deliver the red plate. Is it the first for the season, or will there be more to come? Nick Lapucci, Fantic Factory Team Maddi, your EMX250 European Championship leader after this first round here at Matterley Basin. And for the first time this weekend, or this year, the Italian national anthem. And Cornelius Tondell on the podium for the first time in EMX competition. We'll talk to the top 3 in just a few moments' time, but before that, let's take a look at some of the highlights from that 2nd EMX 250 race, shall we? EMX 250 race 2 here at Matterley Basin. A flying start up the inside for Nick Lapucci. Might not cross the foxhole shot line before anybody else, because that was Lorenzo Corti, but it wasn't long before the number 21 was back in front and leading the way like he did in race 1. His teammate Max Spies was there in 3rd place as the hard-charging Håkan Fredriksson was on a charge to get himself further up the field. He made a move on Corti to go into 2nd on his Kawasaki. Then Horgmo started to come through as well. He made that move on Corti to move into third. And then around the outside of the 56 Corti was Emil Weckman as he charged to an eventual third-place finish. Horgmo aggressive down the inside of his fellow countryman to move himself into second place. Meanwhile, Weckman around the outside of Fredriksson to move up into third, and that's where Weckman would stay. But no one was a match for the 21 of Nick Lapucci. 2 wins out of 2 here at Matterley Basin. 50 points. He takes the championship leaders red plate to Holland, round 2.
Nick Lapucci, you got the double win today. Is it good to be back on that top spot?
Yeah, sure. It's just the first race of a European, and it's nice to start with the red plate. It's just awesome. I want to say thank you to the team at the Team Fantic, my family sponsor, and all the people that support me. I really have no words to describe it. It's just unbelievable. Thank you.
Congratulations. Well done. Thank you. And we have Kevin Horgmo. You couldn't quite catch up there with Nick, but you took second overall. How does that feel?
Yeah, I had a little bit better start and got up to second quickly. And like in the Italian Championship in the preseason, I've been struggling to close the gap to Lapucci, but it's getting closer and closer, so I'm happy with my riding today and felt awesome to be back on the podium after a difficult season last year.
Brilliant. Well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. And we have Cornelius Tondale. Great riding out there today, taking third overall. You happy with that?
Yeah, I'm really happy, obviously. So it's my first podium here in the EMX. So yeah, just got a bit stiff there in the end, second moto, but yeah, I got it done, so I'm really happy.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Third overall, Cornelius Tondale, the Riley Racing Yamaha rider there, number 302 from Norway. Picking up a second in race 1 and a 5th in race 2 for his first ever European Championship podium.